Okay, everybody, we are finally here at the Sunny finale. Now, we open with Masa explaining Setsubun. This is when you want the devils out and happiness let in. He says if you give a demon a metal club, it becomes stronger, invincible. And he says today is a day the devils are searching for that metal club. And what exactly is that here? That's the Yakuza looking for their metal club, which is the killing code. And you see the opening will tease a blood trail, so it makes you think that someone we love and care about might have got hurt, but it's just a misdirect, and we'll get to whose blood that is later on. So we actually jump in from the cliffhanger of episode 8, because last week was all a Sunny episode. And it's interesting because you look back now and you see that Sunny, in her mind, fell into this abyss in this corner of a video game that's off the map. But in actuality, she is just shut off. And we see Zen is really there. Suzie wasn't seeing things, and she finally gets to embrace him. But this is where the Yakuza and Hime will show up. And Tanaka is there, who was our game show host last week, but he's hustling to get the killing code out of Sunny because she's starting to wipe herself. So he pulls her dry before she can erase anymore, and later on it's revealed she only erased 7% and they were old files. Now, Hime will basically tell Suzie that Masa is dead because we don't see him anywhere, and that's where Suzie's kind of panicking. But we know Hime is someone you can't trust and is full of it, so we also get more revealed about Masa at the end, which we'll get to. But Hiro is the one, when they're all locked in the cage, figures out that this was all a setup by Hime. She wanted Sunny to protect Suzie to trigger her killing Tetsu, so she sacrificed her lover, and she got this idea from Sunny first attacking Mixie. So it's that idea that Hiro explains of trick AI into thinking a rake is a gun. And Hiro also figures out that Masa was trying to prevent the Yakuza from getting the killing code this whole time and spread it to other bots. So it just shows the lengths Hime will go for her being the leader of the Yakuza, even sacrificing her lover. It's also crazy at this moment that Zen doesn't realize yet that this is actually his grandfather he is meeting for the first time. And it's really funny in retrospect watching this episode again, and probably watching the whole season and knowing Mixie is in on this in some way, because she's shooting down every idea that Suzie has, like Hiro faking a heart attack to get out of there. And she's also doing things like suggesting the long game, and she has a big moment where it's pretty much revealed even before the big reveal at the end, when she's talking about keeping Sunny alive, which we'll get to. And I'll also share my thoughts about that twist as well, which a lot of people called. Now, Noriko calls Suzie's phone, which Zen smartly hid, but that was obviously something I could buy, but it really is so convenient that the guard happens to be the son of Noriko's prison mate, and they're all talking at that same time. That was, I was like, okay, this is really pushing it. But it sets up, Noriko has a great moment turning off the oxygen of her prison mate, and she says, "You have my family, now I have yours." So she gets a great moment in the finale, and Noriko is definitely one of the bright spots of this show. And they gave her a nice little moment with Zen too. And I love the line she says, "Breathe one word of this and I'll let everyone know you cheat at shogi." Now, Hime will be with Jin here, and she fakes peace with him. So what she does is she drops the sake bottle on purpose so she can suggest they have tea instead, and that's how she gets the Jin bot to go get tea. Now, Jin was very trusting here of Hime, almost too trusting that I almost didn't buy it. Jin was being an idiot this whole episode. Who in their right mind would trust Hime, especially in the position he's in, and not have more guards around him? But we'll see now, Hiro, Suzie, and Zen come out at Setsubun, and they see right away Tanaka has Sunny, and he brings her to Jin's bot at the tea tent. But Hiro, being the hero of this episode, no pun intended, tells Suzie there must have been a trigger that made Sunny attack Mixie from Suzie. And that's when Zen says the Yakuza asked him about words Suzie would say a lot. This was a great moment. He lists off every curse basically in the book she would say. Now, when Tanaka's trying to transfer Sunny's code to the Jin bot, this is where Suzie will use Hiro's advice, use the trigger she believes that now is for Sunny, takes the microphone and says she wants Tanaka to suck a D, and Sunny punches him in the face. That was great. Meanwhile, Hime will take a piece of this sake bottle and shank Jin, killing him in broad daylight. Again, I don't know why this guy doesn't have guards around him being the leader, but she says our clan needs a strong leader. Now we know this is her ultimate motivation in life. And then it shows the blood trail that opened the episode, knowing this is actually Jin's blood. So that leaves off, which I was surprised. I thought this was only going to be a one season show, but they set this up specifically for season 2 this episode, because right there Hime's set up to still be the main villain, which I like. I think she's a fun, weird villain, but I enjoy what she does in her antics. Now, they see Sunny is leaving and says to Suzie, I don't want to hurt you anymore. And Suzie says, you didn't hurt me, you saved me, which was a great line. And I love Suzie has to eventually just tell her to stop being a martyr. And Sunny's still going on. She's a danger to society. It's ethical thing for her to do is wipe herself. But this is where Mixie says, can't we try to get the code out to save her? So this is where, if you're connecting the dots, they're starting to reveal to you what's really going on with Mixie. And that's when Hiro's like, well, I have an old friend in Tokyo who might be able to extract the code. And that's when Mixie's like, oh, I can take Sunny to your friend. So there you go. Now, in all of this, I love the moment when Suzie does the blow kiss she would do to Masa and does it to Sunny, and Sunny gives back the finger. That was great. And then it's revealed that Masa's narration at the beginning of this episode and that ends this episode was a letter to Suzie. And he says, I pray you'll understand I did this for you. I pray it was all worth it. And then again, if you're reading this, maybe it's not too late. Maybe there is hope. Maybe I'll get a chance to tell you once more how much I love you. So that's really fascinating. And if I'm thinking right here, I think Masa wrote that and stopped at the cabin and left that note that day, because he mentions that is the day it is of Setsubun. So he is alive. We don't know where he is. And it's an exciting thing to leave off for season 2. And it makes sense that we didn't see Masa here get an answer about him to set up a season 2. And we get the big twist at the end. Mixie's driving the truck and you hear a voice say, you did so well. And it's Tanaka. So he says they're all going to be so proud of you, talking about the Yakuza, or so we think. It could be a different group. And you see Mixie's smiling and crying. It's a great performance by this actress, Anna Clumsy, who's done amazing all season, but it's showing you in her face she really does love Suzie and obviously feels terrible about what's happening, but she's still roped into this, and we're going to learn more about that next season, and she's probably already in too deep and did this for money at some point in the beginning. So it's going to be fascinating to see how that goes with Mixie. I like actually the twist being a cliffhanger for the next season, and they didn't reveal it early unless it was going to be a 1-season show. However, it makes me nervous because I hope it gets a season 2, because it feels like nobody is watching this. It got good reviews. I think that anyone I know who's seen it has mostly liked it. It just hasn't had that buzz or word of mouth, so I'm worried that it's not getting enough viewership to justify, but maybe they still do it because it probably isn't a high-budget show anyway. But I really hope we get a season 2, but I am not banking on it, so we'll see. But I'm going to give this episode an 8.4. It probably would have got a higher score if it was wrapping up the show as a whole, because that's just what's going to happen when you have a series finale. But this is operated now more as a season finale leading up to a season 2. I really hope we get a season 2, and then probably, in hindsight, I'd like this episode even more. But overall for the show, I thought it was pretty good. I didn't think it was amazing, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was consistent. I thought it had really good character writing. I cared about the characters. I really liked the mystery, and I thought we got a lot of answers too. So overall, it's one I would recommend, and I hope more people watch it. Maybe it'll pick up word of mouth. Maybe one day Apple will sell some of its content to Netflix and it goes big on Netflix. Who knows? But I appreciate all you guys. Please subscribe. I'm going to be reviewing From. I'm also going to be reviewing The Perfect Couple on Netflix soon, so you're not going to want to miss that. I appreciate every single one of you and your great comments, and I'll see you next time.